You want to touch gloves, touch them out, step back, good luck to both of you.
Big John McCarthy, our referee. Rousey, as we have seen before, so focused when she enters into combat against what she calls a very dangerous opponent in Liz Carmouche. Fight scheduled for five-minute rounds. The champion, the challenger. And here we go. White trunks for Carmouche, black trunks for Rousey. Looking to close the distance early.
And Ronda wants to get the clinch and drag this fight to the ground. Liz Carmouche wants to do everything she can to stop it. As soon as Ronda ties up with her head, look for Ronda to lower her hips and flip Carmouche over onto her back.
Nice uppercut.
She's got the clinch now. She's got one underhook. And she's on top.
Everyone who fights Rousey knows what's coming. No one has been able to defend it.
She's pinning that arm down right now.
A lifetime of arm bars.
Carmouche is on her back though, Mike. Carmouche has an over-under. Carmouche has the back.
Let's see if she can advance on Rousey.
Ronda is tying up the feet. She's want to make sure that Liz doesn't get a body triangle on, but she at the same time has to defend against the choke. Ronda's trying to pry those fingers off of her face, but Ronda's in a very bad situation here.
Trying to lock it in.
She's getting her face cracked.
Carmouche working on Rousey.
Ronda's got to shake her off the top. Ronda's face is getting twisted.
Carmouche trying to shock the world.
Carmouche has got a good shot here, Mike.
Rousey trying to shake. She does. Rousey in trouble for the first time in her career.
She was in real trouble there, Mike. Make no mistake about it. Liz Carmouche defended herself well and got to a dominant position. The first one of the fight.
All the pressure, all the attention on Ronda. And a great submission attempt early by Liz. Caught her with a left hand.
Liz Carmouche is defending herself very well from here, using her legs to tie up the legs of Rousey.
Here we go.
Rousey again on top, inside control, but look at Liz's legs. As Liz tries to grab a hold of Ronda's body and flip her legs over to take the back again, as she did in the first round. Watch her leg. Keep very close eye on her left leg, because that's the one that's going to come over the top if she can create some space.
Meantime, good ground and pound for the champion.
What Carmouche wants to do is slide her right knee under Ronda's body and her left leg over the top. But Ronda right now is softening her up with punches.
Good position for Rousey.
One of the things we saw in that primetime special is Carmouche sparring with big men. She can take shots. I mean, these are not fun, but she can eat them.
At one point, Rousey was so good as a woman in judo, they forced her to compete in the men's black belt division, and she won again.
Now, Rob, look at Carmouche's left leg. Again, that left leg is the one she wants to hook with. It's very hard for her to manipulate it, but she's trying.
Total strikes the advantage here now with Rousey.
She's hip escaping here. And there's that left leg. There's that left leg.
Ronda cranking down.
Well, Ronda's trying to hold her and keep her from advancing her position. And Ronda also wants to keep delivering these shots. But see what Liz keeps doing with her legs? See, she's shooting again. She's going to get the back.
Rousey said she has been preparing for tonight since age 12.
Good knees to the body by Carmouche while Ronda challenge on her face. She's trying to triangle Ronda from the bottom. It can be done.
A lot of time left in the round.
Oh, now this is bad. This is the armbar position. She's got her in the spider web.
She has finished every fight in the first round by armbar. Will she get it here?
Look how beautifully Ronda rolls with her. She's been in this position so many times before. Plenty of time to go. Liz is doing a real good job of defending. She's defending the right way.
Listen to this crowd.
What she's done is got her arms in like a rear naked choke position to defend. Ronda's an expert at prying those arms apart. Liz has got to buck and explode and get her arm out of there.
Rousey, more pressure.
She's looking for it. She got it. It's all over.
Once again, first round armbar finish for the champion, Ronda Rousey.
Wow. And that was well earned, Mike. That was a real fight. That wasn't a gimme by any stretch of the imagination. She can be proud of that effort. And Liz Carmouche can be proud of hers as well.
Fight replay, brought to you by Bud Light. Here we go.
And look, you see, as soon as she gets in this position, what's called a spiderweb position, and wraps her legs across, one across the face, one across the body. She rolls with it. Look how she rolls, Liz. Expertly rolls her over. Slowly but surely gets herself in this position where she can pry that arm loose. And Liz Carmouche forced to tap.
Great reaction from Ronda Rousey as she finishes this fight with her trademark.
And now, please welcome to the cage, the undefeated women's bantamweight challenger, Ronda Rousey.
Rowdy Ronda Rousey making her way to the Strikeforce cage. She instigated the verbal sparring, but now it is put up or shut up time for the challenger, who has ran a roughshod throughout her entire opposition in MMA. 4 wins, 4 armbar submissions. She started drilling armbars with her mother, Anne Maria, the first American woman to win a World Judo Championship when she was just 13. Her father, her late dad, always knew that she was destined for something special. She didn't win an Olympic gold medal, but did medal at the Olympics. A world championship would be just fine.
Absolutely, and you know, motivation comes in a lot of different forms for a fighter. Her background, her memory of her father has obviously served as a big fire to light her up, and Miesha Tate's argument with her has certainly stoked the fire a little bit more.
Yeah, we haven't seen a lot of striking or stand-up from Ronda Rousey, but something unique about her style, her judo style, it gives her a beautiful left hook that ends her in the perfect grip and throwing position. That's what she's done to all the other girls. She's put her hip inside, she's got herself in judo throwing position, and then she's been able to push forward and back and manipulate the center of those girls' balance. If she can do that in this fight, up inside of Miesha Tate, I think she's going to toss Tate right in her butt.
She has been a fighter all her life. She was born with the umbilical cord wrapped around her neck. She had to be resuscitated, did not speak really clearly until the age of 6. And now here she is on the verge of becoming Strikeforce Women's Bantamweight Champion. Yes, she has talked the talk, but so far she has also walked the walk. I cannot wait for this championship fight.
And now, the defending women's bantamweight champion of the world, Miesha Tate.
Strikeforce Women's Bantamweight Champion Miesha Tate started training MMA at the age of 17, riding a 6-fight win streak, a woman who has definitely tried to do her best to represent MMA both as a female and a fighter. She has been very outspoken about the fact that she feels that Rousey is just in it for herself. She's not here to help the sport grow, and she was very offended by, well, many things that Rousey said and tweeted, but the one that really got under her skin were a couple. The one that Rousey said, it took me 6 months to do what Tate has taken 6 years to do. And Rousey also claimed she could beat up both Tate and her boyfriend, professional mixed martial artist Brian Caraway. She's done all she can to get under the skin of the champion.
Well, and I think she's done that. Tate is very motivated for this fight. Tate, with her wrestling background, feels very confident in matching it up against, no matter how high the judo level is, she feels her wrestling can back her words up tonight.
Well, she's used that wrestling to beat down a lot of girls. And even in her last fight, when she won the title against Marlos Kunin, she was back mounted, she was figure forward, she was in bad submission positions. She fought her way out and got in top position, got back to her feet. Miesha Tate is comfortable fighting off submissions. She's very confident, knows where the angles are. But can she fight off the submissions from an Olympic caliber judoka? That's the question.
Let's not forget about Miesha Tate striking. She has been working with Muay Thai master Melcher Manor, who is in her corner. He says that Tate has good core power and that she hits harder than another female mixed martial artist and former Muay Thai fighter that he's worked with in the past, none other than Gina Carano.
Yeah, that's saying something.
Former Strikeforce Women's Bantamweight Champion Sarah Kaufman waiting in anticipation, waiting with bated breath. I know she has her sights set on facing the winner of this main event, and boy, does this main event have a tough act to follow as Kaufman and Davis engaged in one of the more memorable battles so far this year.
Let's take a look at the numbers between Tate and Rousey in this championship fight here tonight. Tate is 1 year the senior of Rousey. Tate has a half-inch height advantage, but it's Rousey with a half-inch reach advantage. Pretty even there. Both weighed in at 134.5, but Rousey, coming down recently from 145 pounds, naturally is probably the bigger girl.
And now, with the official introductions for this, one of the most anticipated female mixed martial arts battles in history, none other than the great Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Nationwide Arena as Strikeforce and Showtime present the featured bout of the evening. We are sanctioned by the Ohio Athletic Commission. Executive Director is Bernie Profato. All right, fans, here we go with the main event of the evening. 5-minute rounds for the Strikeforce Women's Bantamweight Championship of the World. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance and MMA fans joining us around the world, live from Columbus, Ohio, it's showtime! Introducing you first on my left, fighting out of the blue corner, standing at 5 feet 6 inches, she weighed in at 134.5 pounds. With a storied background in judo, she is undefeated in her MMA career with a record of 4 wins, no losses, all 4 wins coming by way of first round submission. Fighting out of Venice, California, please welcome the 2008 U.S. Olympic bronze medalist in judo, the undefeated challenger, Rowdy Ronda Rousey. And her opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. Standing at 5 feet 6.5 inches, she weighed in the same as her opponent, 134.5 pounds. A long-time wrestling standout, her MMA record stands at 12 wins, 2 losses, with 3 knockouts and 5 submissions. Fighting out of Yakima, Washington, and tonight making the first defense of her title, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Strikeforce Women's Bantamweight Champion of the World, introducing Miesha Takedown Tate.
That's you.
And our referee in charge now to give instructions, Mark Matheny.
Okay, fighters, you know the rules. We went over them earlier. I expect you to fight according to those rules. I also understand we are not touching gloves. I need you to go back to your corner because when we're coming out, you guys are going to be getting it on.
No glove lost between the champion and challenger. The eyes of the MMA world are watching this fight, and we welcome all the brave men and women serving around the world watching on the American Forces Network. We hope you enjoy tonight's main event.
You ready? You ready? Let's fight!
Referee Mark Matheny calls for the bell, and we are underway, and immediately Miesha Tate comes out swinging.
Miesha Tate with the first strike.
And a takedown by Rousey. Tate on her back in the red gloves, Rousey in the blue blue gloves, and Rousey immediately looking to move into side control.
Tate stuck her with a good shot, and Rousey got in a hurry to get that takedown.
Okay, Tate's working really hard on her striking, but she pushes her punches. That's what drove her forward into Ronda's position there.
Rousey on top of Tate in cross-side position, dropping some hammer fists, grinding away with the elbows. Rousey's longest fight has been 49 seconds, a win over Charmaine Tweet in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. And there she's looking for the armbar in the opening minute of the fight.
It's dislocated already, I thought.
Hammer fist to champion's head. Ronda Rousey now looking for the omoplata. Tate recovers nicely. What an opening minute here in Columbus.
Her arm looked in serious trouble there. I don't know how damaged it is.
And Tate now has the back of Rousey. And it is already the longest fight of Ronda Rousey's career. Tate looking for the back now, has her hooks in.
Beautiful job of pulling her down and getting the back. That was incredible, Frank.
That was nice.
5 of Tate's 12 victories have come via submission.
Ronda's
a decorated wrestler in high school, wrestling with the boys, winning a state title in Washington.
Needs to get hand control on that arm that Rousey's using to pull that foot out repeatedly.
How crazy was that? Rousey looking for the armbar again in the opening minute of the fight. The champion survives. And now Tate has Rousey against the fence. Rousey on her feet.
Tate's won numerous championships in grappling, showing she knows how to hang with an Olympian on the ground.
2 minutes gone in this main event. We are scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds for the Strikeforce Women's Bantamweight title. Tate looking for the rear naked choke. Rousey wearing Tate like a backpack there momentarily, trying to scramble, trying to reverse. Backdoor escape by Rousey, now in top position, back on her feet. Midway through round 1. Tate in the butt scoop position, now lunging forward, looking for the takedown. And they clinch.
Big throw coming, I think. Rousey's looking for it.
Tate's using a lot of strength, back strength, to stay strong in this position.
Knee to the thigh, there's the trip.
Wow. Do not hold the cage.
Nice job by Rousey pushing off on the cage to come back up. Smart.
North-south position, but Tate has a hold of Rousey's head. Now they break apart, and it's Rousey striking the 1-2. Tate moving forward.
Now, Rousey's got a nice long jab, but she leaves her chin up tall, and she stands up straight when she throws it. Leaving her vulnerable.
Left hand by Tate. Backs up the challenger. Back up, and there's that judo hip toss by Rousey. As we're in a side headlock now, 1 minute 25 seconds left in the first round. Back and forth battle thus far between champion and challenger. Rousey now in cross-side position, trying to transition to mount the champion, putting up that right leg to block her from doing so. But no, she has full mount now, ground and pound. And Tate gives up her back.
Looking for the arm again for a second there. Tate's got to get herself moving and get out of there, or the ref's going to step in.
Rousey going to work on the champion from her back.
Looking for the arm again. Here she goes.
And again now transitioning to the arm. Less than a minute remaining in the first round. Ronda Rousey extending the arm.
She's got to squeeze her knees a little bit.
Tate hanging on, desperately trying to survive.
Oh, she's going to break it.
Oh, it's over. Rousey has done it. 5 professional fights. 5 first-round armbar submissions. Ronda Rousey is the new Strikeforce Women's Bantamweight champion. She backed up all the trash talking. What an athlete. What a victory.
That was an incredible fight, and Tate took her deeper than anybody else has. Tate showing she's a world-class grappler also, but paying the ultimate price there with that one. Her arm is wrecked, Frank.
Yeah,
and somewhere Ronda Rousey's father has to be smiling as she has done it in her 5th professional fight. Unbelievable what we've just seen. And of course, Sarah Kaufman smiling as she will now anticipate a date with the new champion. Can you believe it, guys? 5 fights, 5 first-round submissions, including a win here over the champion.
Yeah, it was an amazing match to watch. The technique that was going on, the battle back and forth, the grappling. It was high level, very high level.
Very high level. I'm really impressed with Ronda Rousey. You know, the one thing I saw that she needed was a little more improvement on the stand-up striking. Coming along just fine. She threw the strike. She wasn't afraid to exchange. And boy, is she dangerous on that arm. She popped that capsule.
There's doctors now tending to the former Strikeforce Women's Bantamweight champion, Miesha Tate. We do not know the extent of the injury to her arm, if there is any, but she is being looked after now. And meanwhile, Rousey being congratulated by her team.
I think the damage has been done. Her left arm's trashed. It was
It popped the first time. It looked like it.
Yeah, the first one looked like it did damage. It's yeah, that arm is going to be trashed for a while.
She took her nickname from pro wrestling great Roddy Piper, but there is no doubt about it. She is the armbar assassin.
Now the fight started in an absolute slugfest. Miesha Tate taking the center and just teeing off on Ronda Rousey. I don't think Ronda thought she was coming that strong. Landed a good right hand, landed another short right hand, forcing Ronda to really get into that clinch position, which she was able to reverse. Just great hips on that Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, very powerful also.
And staying tight up on the upper body. She was able to get her hips up on that first armbar. And Pat, I thought she had it. I thought
it looks like her arm's in trouble right here. I mean, that arm is
just
really
creeping
getting
me out.
choked on pretty hard.
Well, Miesha Tate turning into it hard, driving. See, I thought it popped right there. I have no idea how Miesha stayed in there, pushed through the pain. And she got out of this one, but she couldn't get out of the one that finished her off. And look at the double arm lock that Ronda Rousey has. That's all of her body weight and power and leverage to pull those arms apart. Once it was straight, I mean, I was begging for Miesha to tap because this position is just killing me to see this.
Hey, I'm not overly enthused about seeing this replay, to be honest with you.
But, I mean, it's totally locked. You see Miesha bridging into it, trying to relieve the pressure. That arm just keeps bending. And she had to tap. I mean, she had to tap.
The arm's gone right there. It's going the wrong direction.
But Miesha will not give up. You know, she broke her leg on that boys wrestling team in high school, and she came right back and kept wrestling. This girl is tough.
A lot of heart, a lot of heart. Incredible fight between these two, Frank.
Beautiful. And, you know, it really shows where the women are going. Look at Miesha Tate's face. Look at the pain on that. I mean, ouch. Hey, she did not want to tap. Look at that arm. It's hurting my elbow just to look at it.
That's terrible. Oof.
And let's take it up to Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time of 4 minutes, 27 seconds in round number 1. An armbar ends this contest as the fighter taps out. She is the winner by way of submission. She is still undefeated. She is the new Strikeforce Women's World Bantamweight Champion, Ronda Rousey.
An amazing fight, an amazing performance. It is hard to believe that 5 professional bouts, 5 first-round armbar submissions. I know that you wanted to dedicate this to your father. Congratulations on an amazing victory tonight. A lot of people felt that maybe you didn't deserve this shot. I think they believe now.
Yeah, I didn't talk my way into that one. But I just want to say thank you to all my coaches, my teammates, my family. And most of all, to my dad, wherever you are. I hope that you see this. We all miss you, we love you, and this is for you. I hope you're proud of me.
What do you think about the champion's performance as well? It was a fantastic first round. Obviously the longest fight of your career, but you did it again.
Yeah, she's much more, savvy on the ground than I anticipated. But, she's good, she's legit, but I don't feel that bad about it.
What about Strikeforce, former Strikeforce Women's Bantamweight Champion Sarah Kaufman with an impressive win tonight, one of the best female fights we've seen on the undercard against Alexis Davis. Is that the next person in line? Would you welcome that opportunity?
Yeah, I would welcome it for sure. You know, I was really impressed by her performance with both of them. You know, I'm really glad to see the ladies bring it. So, whatever the fans want to see, I feel like Sarah Kaufman thought she got cheated out of this title shot. So, I think it's the right thing to do to give her the next one. But it's all up to Strikeforce.
Now, what about all the trash talking, bad blood? We know in this sport, you know, the squeaky wheel sometimes gets the grease. You got to sell the fight. But is there legitimate animosity? Do you now? Can you squash the beef with Miesha Tate?
You know what? I was willing to give her the benefit of the doubt before since I kind of started it. But after the weigh-ins, when she got in my face and I pushed her back and she said that I should be fined for headbutting her, I thought that was kind of if you're going to try and act hard, you know, just follow up with it, dude. Don't pull it back and be like, oh, you should get a fine. You know, I thought that was kind of messed up.
All right, let's hear it for the new Strikeforce Women's Bantamweight Champion, Ronda Rousey. Let's bring in the former champion, Miesha Tate. Miesha, just a fantastic opening round of back-and-forth action. What happened to the arm? Are you okay?
I mean, it's a little sore, but you know what? I came here to put on a fight. I really didn't like her, so I wanted to come out here and come out hard. Got a little overzealous. She caught the arm. I got to give her respect. I do respect her as an athlete. Thank you, guys.
All right, that is the former Strikeforce Women's Bantamweight Champion, Miesha Tate. Congratulations to both athletes. And again, your winner and new Strikeforce Women's Bantamweight Champion. Let's hear it for Rowdy Ronda Rousey.
Title on the line. The champion. The challenger.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's go. Come on.
They swing in the middle of the octagon early. Ronda in the
That's
dark.
what she's got to look out for, is getting taken down by Ronda. She's got to stay on the outside. She's dragged it to the ground. She's on top.
Oh, nice punch.
Miesha's back up to her
Good
feet.
knee.
She eats a knee. Nice knee to the thigh by Ronda.
Clinch game.
Nice knees by Ronda. Strong knees to the thigh.
That's showing how she has evolved, Joe, as a mixed martial artist.
Most certainly. Look, Ronda Rousey is smart. You know, she's nasty, but she's smart. She's going to work on every single aspect of her game. She wants to be champion for a long time. She's not going to rely on one weapon.
Connects with a left. And up
And a
the
good
middle.
front kick.
Wow, with her left foot, too. Nice
Good kick
kick
to
by
the
Miesha.
body. Good kicks to the thigh by Ronda.
Ronda's got to watch out for an up kick. Miesha on her back.
Miesha's looking for a triangle.
my.
She's got to get slammed. She's got to be careful.
She's working on it.
She got away from the armbar.
And another
and
punch
the
by
triangle.
Rousey. And again.
Good shots to the head
Yeah.
by Ronda.
Miesha wisely gets up
and
and
Miesha's
takes her
got Ronda down. In full guard, though, she's got to be very careful when she's in full guard. You got to look out for these arm bars, and she hits them from both sides.
A lot of good strikes by Ronda, Joe.
Unquestionably, and from the bottom as well. And she's turning her hips. She's so strong in this position. And Miesha's got to keep that elbow past the crotch. That's part of the key to staying away from these arm bars.
When they met before, the armbar ending was at 4:27 of the first round.
Ronda's guard is so strong. She's so good at squeezing those legs together and keeping you trapped inside of them.
Ronda.
And she's going to try to attack the left arm. See, she's got the right arm protected, but Ronda's setting her up for the left arm. She'll pull that left arm across her hips, and then she'll switch. Now she's going to switch. She's going for a triangle now.
Miesha's got to be careful. She's in a, even though
She's
on top,
busting her up
she's
with
in a bad
elbows.
spot here.
Well, she's also setting her up. She's busting her up with elbows, and she's going to switch. And she's softening her up from this position. She's looking for that left arm of Miesha Tate.
Now, it is worthy of note, Miesha, the only fighter to overcome 3 knockdowns in a fight and come back to win. So we know she's durable.
now. She's setting up the triangle. She doesn't quite have it locked up. She's on the elbows, but man, Miesha's busted up. And she keeps pushing that arm across the face. Now Miesha's got to get out of there.
And she goes right back at her.
Miesha tags her.
Pushing forward.
Good left hook by Miesha.
Yeah. Here we
And
go.
a right hand by Ronda, and a good left by Miesha.
Nice connection again. Tate again with the combination.
Good right hand by Miesha. Oh!
on top.
Beautiful
140
job.
on the clock.
Beautiful takedown by Ronda.
"90 seconds in the round.
Miesha's got to hang on to that leg. She does not want Ronda taking her back. Miesha's got to explode out of this position. Look out for the arm. Her left arm's in jeopardy here.
Wow, some strong strikes again.
And Miesha's on top.
Wow! No one has made it out of the first round against Ronda Rousey in her 7 professional fights. Looking for
And
a
Miesha looks
takedown
for a
again.
takedown, and Ronda gets her down again.
Man,
Beautiful
that judo
job.
is so awesome.
She's so technical at it. Just
Third takedown.
recognizes where the weight is going,
Yep.
capitalizes on the momentum. Good shots to the body by Ronda. The
And
chant
now
of
Ronda
Miesha.
lets her up. 30 seconds.
Good right hand by Miesha. And look how she immediately blocks those hips. Very smart.
Oh, nice.
Very smart. But when Ronda has that grip on you, she's just so physically strong and so adept at throwing bodies around. It's hard to describe the kind of strength that a high-level judo player has.
Miesha looks at the clock, 10 seconds. Well, Miesha's gonna make a little history here. First time Ronda Rousey will fight in round 2.
Wow.
Round 2. First time ever in the career of Ronda Rousey.
Miesha's smiling.
Yes, she is.
Good right hand by Miesha.
Again.
She tripped her easy.
Up kick.
Good
my.
up kicks by Miesha.
Yep.
Oh, those are excellent.
And it makes Ronda move away. She got punched again.
She hurt her with those up kicks, Mike.
Miesha now looks for the takedown.
Oh, my goodness.
And again, Ronda with that judo.
It's just sensational. The way she capitalizes on the momentum, perfect timing.
If you were Miesha, would you stop shooting, Joe?
Absolutely.
Yeah, because she's good on the feet.
She shouldn't be shooting in the first place. I mean, part of it's probably an ego thing that she
Right.
wants to take Ronda down, but get away from that.
4 takedowns for Ronda.
It's just the level of judo that Ronda has is just something that's very, very hard to deal with. And Ronda's got her back.
Her mother, of course, the first American female to be a world champion. And Ronda, the first American female to medal in the Olympics in judo.
Miesha trying to get back up here. She has absolutely made this a dogfight, though, Mike.
Which is what she wanted to do.
She wants to drag Ronda into deep water.
She's already in uncharted territory.
Look at the chance of Miesha. Wow.
That was a question, Joe, a lot of people were asking, too.
Well, Miesha's been here before.
Yes.
She was in a war with Kat Zingano. She's been in several wars throughout her career against tough fighters, and she's come back to win wars.
The Marlos fight is the one to talk about.
Absolutely. I mean, Marlos Kunin's a very, very talented woman, and she submitted her.
That came in round 4. 3 minutes on the clock here in round 2. Fight scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds.
Good punches to the face here by Ronda in the clinch. Miesha gets her head on the other side smartly. Nice knee.
Answered, though. Joe, and as this fight continues to go deeper, you wonder mentally what goes through Ronda's mind. Right now, it doesn't seem like anything.
Miesha's got to look out for that left arm. That left arm's the one she's going to attack. She's keeping it between her legs. She's pushing down. She's going to step over. She's going to step over. Look at this. Miesha's looking for the arm.
Wouldn't that be something?
It would be insane. Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
Miesha lost the position, but now Ronda's on top of her with her left arm trapped.
She's got to be careful here. Knee on belly.
And Ronda mounts her. Ronda's trying to trap the left arm now. She scooted her knee up, and Miesha's got to hip escape and get out of there, but she's got to make sure that while she's doing it, she doesn't extend her arms and give up the armbar.
More shots by Ronda Rousey.
Landing hard shots to her face.
Hammer
fist.
Yamasaki right on top of the action.
And she's going to go for the arm.
Can she get it here?
Plenty of time to go.
Working for it.
Uh-oh, she's got it extended. Oh, my goodness.
Miesha trying to fight it off.
Miesha's got it out of there. She's got it out of there.
Wow.
Beautiful job by Miesha.
Listen to this crowd.
Good defense by Miesha Tate. She's almost back up on her feet.
More punches. What a fight.
What a fight indeed. She just escaped from a fully stretched out armbar. And now Ronda's looking to get a reverse triangle on her. She's trying to cinch it up.
She's got some time.
She's cinching it up. She's caught in a triangle here. Miesha's aware. She's got her hands stuffed between the legs to try to give herself some space. But she's in deep, deep doo-doo right now.
And a lot of time to work. Ronda.
She's in a lot of trouble. Look how she's stepping over, though. Miesha's smartly stepping over, trying to separate those legs with her right foot. See how she's getting it and wedging it in between the legs?
25 seconds.
Miesha's got to survive here, not much time, but that hand is keeping her alive, her left hand. The left hand is stuffed in between the triangle, and it's giving her just enough space to breathe.
Wow. 10. Big round for Ronda Rousey.
And she will get out of here.
To round 3.
This is an incredible fight.
Miesha is a submission wrestler, and she trains with her boyfriend Brian Caraway, Ricky Lundell. She knows what to do on the ground, both offensively and, as she showed tonight, Joe, defensively.
Watch the fence, Ronda. I'm watching. Watch the fence.
They work in the clinch. Ronda wants to take her for another ride.
Well, Ronda's got her in position now.
Yeah.
And this is Ronda's world. Miesha's got to really drop her weight down to avoid this. If she lets Ronda get her hips underneath her, she's going to go flying. And Ronda will take her forward or backwards, and that's what she just does. But Miesha lands up on top. Look at this!
Wow.
If if she can get that arm out of there, she's got to get that left arm out of danger. Ronda's slowly spinning her around.
Still working for it. Ronda Rousey remains the UFC Women's Bantamweight Champion. Winner by armbar.
Wow, she went to shake Ronda's hand and Ronda walked away from her. Wow.
Miesha lasted longer than anyone in Ronda's career, but still the finish was the same as the 7 previous wins.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mario Yamasaki has called a stop to this contest at 58 seconds of the 3rd round, declaring the winner by tap out due to an armbar, and still the undisputed UFC Women's Bantamweight Champion of the world, Ronda Rousey!